talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, woo, wheeling dealing, limousine riding, jet flying, son of a gun, and I'm having a hard time holding these alligators down. Woo!
G5Jeff TV, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Please share this video, support your boy. Support good content at all times. All social media is in the description box, and please hit that bell icon so you can be notified when I drop that heat. Now, this is my first time taking a look at the first DAZN card for Eddie Hearn in the States. It's going down October 6, 2018 in the Chi, Chicago, Illinois. And I've heard a lot of different things about this card. None of them have been positive, by the way. None of them has been positive at all. And from what I'm hearing is like people are saying like, oh, the card garbage. Like G5, the card is absolutely garbage. So the question is this card garbage, or is this just an opportunity for some possible new players in boxing? Also known as a showcase card. When you have a card like this, okay, and let me break down the card for people that don't know. We have on the card Daniel Roman going up against Gavin McDonald. We have Gerald Big Baby Miller going up against Tomas Adamic. We have Artur Beterbiev, who was the 175-pound champion, one of them. He's defending his title against Callum Johnson. And then the main event is Jesse Vargas versus Tomas Delorme. That's the card. There's some other guys that's supposed to be on there. A couple young guys making their debuts. I think we have a female fighter on there as well. And we have a young bantamweight, Sean Simpson. He's going to be on the card as well. So when you just look at the card, let's not ask if the card is garbage. Okay, we're going to approach this in a different way. Could you put this card on Showtime in the States? The answer would be no. This card wouldn't cut it on Showtime. It wouldn't cut it on Showtime. Could you put this card on HBO? The way HBO is right now and the expectations are not high, you could get away with this card on HBO. You could get away with this card on HBO. And I mean prime time HBO. Not pay-per-view HBO, but prime time HBO right now. Right now. Could this card go on a ESPN or ESPN Plus app? This card wouldn't make it on regular ESPN. I could see this card on the ESPN Plus app, though. Okay. Now, this is a card full of showcase fights. Okay. And when you have a card full of showcase fights, or you just have a showcase fight, period, there's only one question. Actually, two. Number one, will there be an upset? And number two, will there be action? So when I look at this card, I don't look at it like, this card's kind of garbage. This card's kind of whack. I look at it like this is a perfect card for a brand new company, which is DAZN. And it's a brand new app. It's a brand new venture. So they have names on here that I recognize. A lot of names on here that I recognize. Okay. I'm not expecting the world right out the gate from DAZN and Eddie Hearn. He's tapping into a whole new market, whole different demographic out the gate. So if you're looking at it in a general sense, if you're comparing it to other boxing platforms, yes, this card is garbage. The card is garbage. But when you're looking at it and you're putting your glasses on and you're taking a closer look, for this being the first card for Eddie Hearn and DAZN, is this a bad card? Looking at it from that angle, no, it's not. Does Jesse Vargas deserve an opportunity to headline a card? Sure, why not? I mean, most recently, Andre Berto and Devin Alexander headlined a card on Fox. Peter Quillen and Jalen Love was a co-main event on that card. Okay? And a lot of people would say they don't deserve main event or co-main event accolades right now. So, in that sense, I don't have a problem with the card. Now, Jesse Vargas has been in the ring with the who's who of fighters. Most recently, Adrian the Problem Broner fought to a controversial draw. I was on live on G5 Jeff TV for that fight. I think to this day that was the most lit live that I've had on the channel. I had to fight 7-5 Broner. A lot of people had it 7-5 Vargas. Some people had it 6-6 a draw. However you had it, I'm cool with it. As long as you didn't have it like 9-3 for either guy or 8-4 for either guy, I'm cool. 7-5 either way or a draw, I'm cool with any of those. Okay? Jesse Vargas fought well in that fight. He faded in the middle part of that fight, allowing Broner to take over. But Jesse Vargas made some fans that night. And he's been in the ring with Tim Bradley. Now, he stunk it up versus Tim Bradley until the last maybe 30 seconds of the fight. But he was in there with Tim Bradley. He gave a good effort against Manny Pacquiao, but he was just outclassed. Jesse Vargas has had his opportunity, so I'm happy for Jesse Vargas in terms of him being able to headline a card. Okay? Now, his opponent, Tomas Delorme, I mean, bottom line is he was a hot prospect until he ran into Terrence Crawford. And a lot of people are not going to like this, but it's the truth. When he fought Terrence Crawford, first 4 rounds, Tomas Delorme probably won 4 out of the first 5 rounds. And I think he got knocked out in the 6th. But Terrence Crawford is that special. So, Tomas Delorme's been on a decline since then. He lost to Ugas, who is the #1 contender for Earl Spence, if I'm not mistaken. And also with Tomas Delorme, I know they were saying there was some money issues with him. I know he was basically boxing like out of the Mayweather gym, and I forgot who they had the interview with, but they was basically stating that a lot of the boxers in the Mayweather gym, a lot of them it's not glitz and glamour. At the end of the day, like some of those boxers was driving like Uber and Lyft and all of that, and they were saying that Tomas Delorme was one of those guys. Like, I don't know if that's true or not, but that's the harsh reality of boxing. Not everybody's in the limelight, and boxing is a very hard business. But Tomas Delorme, he is a good fighter. He is a good fighter. The chin is a little shaky. It can be a little shaky. But if Jesse Vargas doesn't come in on his B+ game, he could have some difficulty in this fight, because he's going up against a guy that's motivated. You know, not only when you're motivated by your career, but you're motivated by money. You know, that's huge. That's huge. So even though this is a showcase fight for Jesse Vargas, this has the potential of being a really good action fight as a main event for this particular card. Now, we got the 175-pound light heavyweight champion, Artur Beterbiev. He's the IBF light heavyweight champion at 175, and he's defending his title against Callum Johnson. Artur Beterbiev, he reminds me of Jaime Munguia in the sense that he doesn't have a lot of fights, but he's a champion, and he's raw. He's raw, he's green, he's under Al Heyman. He had that mystique a little while ago of just having this, you know, really, really great power. And I don't know if he had managerial issues, but he just went a long time without a fight. So even though he's a champion at 175, nobody's really talking about him. So it's good to see him back in action and to get a title defense. But Callum Johnson, he's no slouch. Callum Johnson is no slouch. He's 17-0, and he's going to come in there and scrap. He's going to come in there to try to win that fight. So that's another fight that doesn't jump off the page but has a potential of being action-packed. And I think it's going to be action-packed because Artur Beterbiev, he's not technically sound. He just has a lot of goddamn power. So it's going to be an interesting fight between those two guys. And then probably one of the best self-promoters in the game right now, Big Baby Miller, Gerald Big Baby Miller, is going to be going up against Tomas Adamek. Tomas Adamek is 43 years old. Tomas Adamek been fighting since... He been fighting for a long time, man. He was fighting in the early 2000s. He was fighting in the 90s. I think he was fighting in the late 80s. I think Tomas Adamek, he done had a boxing license since kindergarten, first grade. He been sparring since he was in Pampers. I mean, it's that serious with Tomas Adamek. But he has been on a streak. He's been on a streak, and Tomas Adamek can fight. He can fight. He is not garbage. He just old. He's just really old. Like, if he come into the ring smelling like icy hot, don't be surprised. Flex all 454, all that good stuff. He just an old dude. He's just an old dude in a young man's game. And Gerald Big Baby Miller, it's really refreshing to hear a guy like him just promote himself. That's number one. Number two, he does have skills for a big man. He definitely has skills for a big man. I got to give him that. And, you know, he doesn't have a lot of power. He's almost 300 pounds, so you would think he'd just be knocking guys out with one shot. But he really doesn't have one-punch knockout power. He doesn't have four-punch knockout power. He really has to put his punches together and slowly wear his guy down. But because of that, I think that's another fight that's going to be an action fight. And then you also have super bantamweight champion, WBA champion, Daniel Roman. He's going to be making a title defense against Gavin McDonald. And that should be an action-packed fight. So if I had to categorize this card, I would say that it is a good card for a new venture. It's a garbage card if you compare it to all the other platforms. But this is a card full of showcase fights which have the potential of having a lot of action within these fights. So I hope I didn't confuse you guys, but that's just how I feel about the situation. So, you know, I had to break it down. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment section. G5 Jeff TV. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the like button. Please share this video. Support your boy. Support good content at all times. I appreciate y'all. Peace.